Why would someone decide to start a career in tech sales at 20 years old? For me, the answer actually came down to a few pretty simple things. The money was better, the lifestyle was better, and it felt like a much smarter long term career move. So, in this video, I want to talk about why I decided to get into tech sales so young and why I think more people in their early 20s should at least consider it. If you saw my last video, you know I recently started my journey in tech sales at 20 years old. Before this, I was actually doing door-to-door sales for about a year while I was in school. I was selling lawn care and pest control services, so pretty basic. Honestly, that experience really did teach me a lot though. When you're knocking on doors all day long, you learn very quickly how to talk to people, handle rejection, and stay mentally tough because rejection happens a lot. People slam doors in your face, they ignore you. I would say 90% of the time, people are not nice, but you just got to keep it pushing to the next house and stay positive. So, in terms of learning real sales skills, it was actually a pretty great experience, but at the same time, it also made me start thinking about what I actually wanted long term. To be honest, parts of that job were pretty rough. Even though it was technically a door to door job, sometimes they would have me sit in the office and just call people all day. Other times they would send me to go run leads, which basically meant I was just going to current customers and trying to upsell them on additional services. And all of that required using my own car. So I was putting miles on my car, paying for gas, and driving all over the place. And on top of that, I was only getting paid about $18 an hour. So after doing that for a while, I started realizing something. If I was going to stay in sales, I wanted to do it in an industry where the pay was higher, the growth was bigger, and the work life balance was better. And that's when I started looking into tech sales. Let's be honest for a second, a huge reason I decided to get into tech sales was the money. Compared to what I was doing before, it was a huge pay increase. And one of the things that makes tech sales really interesting is the scale of the deals. When I was doing door to door sales, most of the packages I sold were somewhere between $300 to $1,000. Sometimes for the really big properties, $2,000, but that's about the highest it's going to get. With tech sales, you're selling software to businesses instead of homeowners, so the deals are much bigger. Some deals might be $10,000, some deals might be hundreds of thousands of dollars. And when you get deeper into the industry, deals can even reach millions of dollars, depending on the company and the product, of course. And obviously, when the deals get bigger, the commissions can get bigger too. So, from a financial perspective, it just made a lot of sense for me to move into this field. Another huge reason I chose tech sales is that my job is fully remote. I work from home. And compared to what I was doing before, this is a massive change. Instead of driving around neighborhoods all day and knocking on doors, now I can work in a quieter environment and just really focus on learning and improving my skills. Not having to commute also saves a lot of time, and the extra time can go into things like learning more about the industry, improving my sales skills, or just having a better balance between work and life. And honestly, the work life balance is just way better. Another big reason this career path made sense for me is because of my future plans. I'm actually planning on getting married later this year, and I know getting married at 20 might sound young to some people, but I was really fortunate to meet someone amazing. So when I started thinking about my future, I wanted to make sure I was building a career that could support that next stage of life. Tech sales felt like something that could future proof my career. It's a growing industry, the skills are valuable, and there's a lot of opportunity to move up over time. So it felt like a smart long term decision. Another important factor is that I already knew I liked sales. Even though door to door sales was tough, it showed me something. I realized that I'm actually really good at it. And if you're good at sales, you can make a lot of money in that field. So instead of switching to a completely different career path, it made more sense for me to just level up into a higher paying sales industry. and tech sales is one of the best industries for me to do that. One thing I wish I knew before starting this path is that it's honestly not as scary as it seems. Before I started, I was really nervous. I thought maybe I wouldn't be good enough, or maybe people would expect too much from me right away. But what I found instead was the opposite. Everyone I've worked with so far has been incredibly helpful. People want to teach you, people guide you, and they want to see you succeed. The tech sales community in general is actually really supportive. A lot of people are more than happy to give advice and help you improve. So if you're thinking about getting into tech sales, do not let that fear stop you. One of the reasons I started this channel is because there really aren't a lot of people documenting what it's like starting a tech career this young. So I want to show the entire journey, the good parts, the challenges, and everything I learn along the way. I'll probably be making videos about things like my first month in tech sales, what the job actually looks like day to day, how much tech sales actually pays, and how I'm building my career. And I'm also planning on talking about personal finance as well. Things like how I budget my money, how I'm saving and investing, and what my financial goals look like this early in my career. And if there's anything you guys want me to talk about, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear what you're curious about and make videos around that. So that's why I decided to start a career in tech sales at 20. For me, it really came down to the money, the lifestyle, and the long-term opportunity. If you're interested in tech sales, starting a career young, personal finance, or just following along with the journey, feel free to stick around, and I'll see you guys in the next video.